Welcome to a new video on our channel, Do You Know? Today, we will tell you 10 amazing facts about Indian Army, which is the third largest army in the world. Before we start, I want to let you know that Indian Army was born in 1776 at Kolkata by East India Company. So, now, let's get started. Number 1. Indian soldiers are considered among the best in high altitude and mountain warfare. The Indian Army's High Altitude Warfare School, HAWS, is one of the most elite military training centers of the world. Russia, UK, USA and several other countries send their armies to Gulmarg-based High Altitude Warfare School for training. The US Special Forces were trained at HAWS before their deployment during the invasion of Afghanistan. Also, Indian Army trains foreign armies of US, UK, Russia at the training institutes, namely Indian Military Academy IMA Dehradun and Counterinsurgency and Jungle Warfare School at Waringin, Mizoram. Number 2. It has been recorded that Adolf Hitler had once expressed his desire to acquire the Gurkha regiment. He believed that he could have acquired the whole of Europe if he had Gurkha, as it was the only force in the whole world that could confront and withstand a German attack. Number 3. The Battle of Longewala was fought between India and Pakistan in December 1971, on which the famous Bollywood movie Border is based. During the battle, 120 Indian soldiers with one jeep-mounted M40 recoilless rifle held the fort against 2,000 Pakistani soldiers backed by 45 tanks and one mobile infantry brigade. Indian soldiers still managed to hold their ground till morning, when Indian Air Force came in for aid and just completely destroyed the Pakistani forces. There were only 2 casualties on the Indian side. Number 4. Indian military holds the credit of accepting the largest ever military surrender in world. In 1971, 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered to Indian Army. It was the first conventional war in which Indian Army was directly engaged. The opponent was Pakistan. It was during this war that India liberated Bangladesh as a free country in 13 days and then installed a democratic government, which is functional till date. Number 5. The Bailey Bridge is the highest bridge in the world, which was built by the Indian Army in August 1982. It is 30 meters, 98 feet, long, and is at an altitude of 5,602 meters, 18,379 feet, above sea level, located in the Ladakh Valley between the Dras and Saru rivers in the Himalayan mountains. The Bailey Bridge is a portable prefabricated truss bridge, designed for use by military engineering units to bridge up to 60 meters, 200 feet, gaps. It requires no special tools or heavy equipment for construction. The bridge elements are small enough to be carried in trucks, and the bridge is strong enough to carry tanks. Number 6. The only war lost by Indian Army was in 1962, when India fought with China. The loss was not a result of negligence on part of the Indian Army. It was rather the defense minister and the prime minister who made mistakes in an attempt to micromanage the war using political routes. Complete freedom of operational control was not given to Indian Army, and they were even denied of air support. A top-ranking Chinese general eventually admitted that if there was anything that the Indian Army did not lack, then it was determination and courage. Number 7. Indian Royal Army was the largest volunteering army by end of World War II, with 2.5 million volunteers serving in naval, air force and infantry regiments posted in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Of the total volunteers, 36,000 lost their lives, 34,354 were wounded and 67,340 were captured as prisoners. Number 8. World's biggest ever civilian rescue was carried out by Indian Armed Forces. It was known as Operation Rahat and was organized in 2013. The operation was actually carried out by Indian Air Force after the Uttarakhand flood. It involved 2,140 soldiers lifting 20,000 people and dropping 3,82,400 kilograms of equipment and relief material. Number 9. Indian Navy has a specially trained commando force known as Marcos. Marcos is one of the very few units in this world capable of jumping into water and jumping out of aircrafts with complete combat load. They also use the most advanced weapons in entire Indian Armed Forces. Just like Marcos of Navy, IAF has a commando force of 2,000 commandos trained and operated by IAF, known as Counterinsurgency Coin Operations and Emergency Unit. These commandos are responsible for defending the air bases from terrorists' attacks. COIN also conducts search and rescue operations. Number 10. The Battle of Saraighat is yet another example of valor of Indian Army. It was fought in 1897 on 12th of September. It was a battle fought between 21 Sikh soldiers against 10,000 Afghan soldiers. Afghans lost 180 soldiers while all 21 Sikhs died on battlefield. It was one of the greatest last stands in history.